How's it, racing fans, and a warm welcome to Trackside with World Sports Betting. And first up, I think we just have to congratulate all the winners last weekend. The bumper race meeting, as we mentioned, at Turpentine at Greyville. And of course, Greyville, World Sports Betting, sponsoring the Guineas and the Fillies Guineas as well. And that was a magnificent start to our KZN champion season. And of course, it brought the curtain down on the Highveld season, and we are treated to some top class action. I trust that everybody is well. We're looking forward to this weekend's racing. Thank you for all the messages that were sent for the Pick 6 that was last weekend. Yes, it was tipped on the show. If you're watching this for the first time, 288 Rand was the spend, and it paid in excess of 3,700 Rand. All those messages are really appreciated, guys, and I hope that you're enjoying the show. We're doing our best. We're trying as much as possible to try and point you in the right direction, and when it does work out well, it's the cherry on top. This weekend show, what we're going to do, I've picked out 4 horses for this weekend. Of course, we race on Saturday and Sunday. It's a double header on Saturday at Kenilworth and Turpentine, and then a standalone on Sunday. That's local race meeting at Scottsville. So I've picked out 4 horses. And from those 4 horses, we're going to do 2 trebles. And those 2 trebles, as always, will be on the World Sports Betting menu. And we guarantee the best odds from any other fixed odds betting operator. That's a guarantee. So let's begin with our 4 horses. The first horse that I picked out comes up in race number 2 at Kenilworth. And that will be horse number 1. Royal Flush. It's Justin Snaith and Richard Faree teaming up. It's a small field of 7 runners go to post here, and there are 2 horses that are unknowns in the race, 2 first timers. I've got the comments from computer form. Number 3, Act of Thunder, shows ability, may be in need of the experience, and number 5, Gentle Rain, will need the experience. So I'm safely going to discount those 2 first timers. And then of the exposed form of the race runners, well, on the last start behind Princess Santo, this horse Royal Flush has got 2 horses Stone Cold. That's number 2 Empire Glory and number 6 Soft Day. So he's having his 3rd run back from gelding. His last start was a very good effort. He's got the informed combination of Snaith and Faree, and it looks like the right type of field. He will be on top of betting boards, but I think rightfully so against this bunch. Number 1, Royal Flush. Then we move along to Turpentine, and it will be race number 4. And here we're going with the Mike the Cock runner called Motown Magic. Now, if you looked at his first start, he was quietly fancied in the betting with a starting price of 5-2, and he just seemed to be outpaced for 3/4 of the race. Never got his mind up the jaw, but when he started to get the hang of things over the final 400 meters or so, he really started to catch the eye, and he found a good finish, and that was a good run. It was an encouraging run. It was a pleasing run for the stable. He's a 2-year-old in open company, but I looked at the field, and with all due respect, it's not the strongest field around, and I just feel that barring the first timers, which obviously are unknowns in the race, just with natural improvement from one run to the next, I'm expecting this horse, who was a 1.4 million Rand purchase, to possibly get it right 2nd time round. Number 11, Motown Magic, for Mike de Kock and jockey Luke Ferraris. For our 3rd horse to follow this weekend, we're sticking at Turpentine, and it comes up in race number 4. Now, I think this horse could represent good value in the race. I don't expect it to be top of the boards, but I expect it to be maybe the 2nd choice in the betting market, which I haven't had a look at. This show obviously being recorded later on in the week, but much earlier to our race meeting on Saturday. And her name is Dance Out the Sun. Dance About the Sun, apologies. Dance About the Sun. And she's trained by Mike de Kock, and again, it's Luke Ferraris. Now, if betting was anything to go by first time out, you had to think that trainer Mike de Kock, along with breeders and owners Drakenstein, they would have been really pleased with the effort, because she went off at big odds, at 33-1 in the betting, and she ran second. She was finishing best of the rest behind runaway winner Say When, who was in a race of her own, and in that race she actually beat her more fancied stable companion called Gold Spoon. So Golden Spoon was third in that race, and she has since come out to be a subsequent winner from that form line. She was third. Fourth in that race was Bright Eyed Girl. She won her next start. And of course, we have to talk about the winner, Say When, who won by an absolute street. She has since reeled off a hat-trick of wins. So that form line is looking bright, it's looking good. And this filly, she's drawn one, she's got the blinkers on, so hopefully just sharpen her up, keep her mind on the job. She's been off for what's it, close to 3 months. We'll call it 3 months. That's what she's been off for, and we'll leave that in the very capable hands of our globe-trotting ambassador of a trainer, and Mike de Kock. He knows how to bring them well back, fit well, and ready to win. So I'm going to take it that she'll be close to 100% ready for this run on her pedigree. And I mention this because she's jumping from a 14.50 to 1800 meters. On a pedigree, this should be no problem for her. I've looked up the siblings. They've all won races from 1400 meters up to 2500 meters. So she's actually going to appreciate the extra distance, this filly. Dance About the Sun is her name, and we're hoping that she could get the job done on Saturday. And then if you're running in these trebles, yes, in both trebles, I've included this horse at the back, and that comes up at Scottsville, and it will be race number 3. Her name is Global Appeal, and she is horse number 8 in race number 3, and she's threatening to win. She's been also consistent in the maiden rank. She's had 7 places from 9 runs, and she's now reeled off 6 places on the bounce, so she looks ready to win. Last time out, it was the first time that jockey Lion Hudson partnered her in a race, and it was quite a clever ride if you looked at it. He tried to steal a march at the top of the straight, try to get first run, and maybe that could be the winning move. Well, it was not to be. A Lady of Lucia, who was also very consistent in the maiden ranks. It was a well-timed ride by Warren Kennedy. She was just tiring over the last 100 meters. That was over 1600. This is now a drop to 1400 meters, and Lyle Hudson, well, he would have had a very good feel for this filly last time out. He'll know what to expect from her. The drop in distance, I think, is going to suit her much better as well, and we're hoping that she could seal the deal in both our trebles. How nice that would be if both these trebles arrive. Okay, let's go through these trebles. I mentioned 2 of them at the top of the show. Treble number 1 will be race number 2 at Kenilworth, Royal Flush, with race number 4, Motown Magic at Turpentine, and then closing it off at Scottsville, race number 3, Global Appeal. Treble number 2 will be race number 4, Motown Magic at Turpentine, race number 5, Dance About the Sun at Turpentine, and closing that off in race number 3, Global Appeal at Scottsville. All this will be on the betting menu, and again, I encourage you to shop around. Well, you are looking for the best odds, but I guarantee you that you will not find a better price on these 2 trebles anywhere on any betting website. That's a guarantee. If you do, for some reason, I'll pick up the phone, tell the operator, and we will match or better that. Now, next weekend, we're really looking forward to that. We mentioned that World Sports Betting sponsoring races all around the country. We seem to do it on a weekly basis on the show. Next weekend, that's next Friday the 14th, they sponsor the East Cape Derby down in Fairview. So World Sports Betting sponsoring that race. And then on Sunday the 16th at Greyville, it's the World Sports Betting 1900. Always a good pointer to the Vodacom Durban July. Some horses being entered there trying to qualify, others just starting up their engines, and I can already see last year's winner of the Vodacom Durban July already declared by Justin Snaith, and that is Bulgarian. But all that will be next weekend. We'll have a good show next weekend, and the guys were encouraging me, saying, Deez, we need more of the pick 6. Well, we definitely will be giving you a pick 6 on World Sports Betting 1900. That will be next week Sunday. And that's a wrap of our show, and I'm hoping, fingers crossed, that everything goes according to plan with both these trebles over the weekend. And as always, on behalf of World Sports Betting, we thank you, the punter, but more importantly and more especially you, the customer. And until next week, have an awesome weekend. You take care. From myself, Deez, Dayanand, Salani Gasle.